Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 3. This is I'm going to keep it because we have a Temple of Deceit to scry. So it's kind of like a mulligan here with the Temple of Deceit to find a card at the top of my library and get rid of it if it's nothing I can use. So, no, not going to mulligan. Our opponent does go down to 6. And he's thinking about it. If I draw into a creature, into a heroic creature, this is going to be a very good hand. One thing I am finding out, testing in between rounds as well, is the deck is incredibly bad with the 21 lands. I suggest going up to 23 lands because you have to hit land drops every turn. And I'm even thinking about maybe putting a Duskmantle Seer rather than like Illness of the Ranks in the sideboard against the control matchups, as that's a way you can just out-aggro them, and then switching the Rakdos Cackler for Throll Parasites, and then taking out the Ordeals. I think we have plenty of things that can target creatures, and I'm not liking the Gridlocks either, so that's a few cards that I just would like to mention as time goes on. I'll talk more about it when we get to the wrap-up. We still have 2 games to go, and it looks like we're going to go up against our control matchup now. Didn't like drawing in that Watery Grave, and that's going to go on the bottom. So now we're in very terrible position. Now I'm talking about hating 21 lands. Now I'm not liking lands. So everything's probably going to get countered from here on out. Oh, and we draw into another land. So that's 2 lands in a row and a Mizzium Skin we got off the top. So we have to hit into. And most of our cards, except for the Triton of Fortune, are very bad in this matchup. So I don't know. I mean, this is the deck I'm kind of working on now. I got Psychic Strikes in the sideboard. You could easily go Dissolve, but I think that this is easier on the mana rather than 2 blue. And Woodlot Crawlers are a boss. And then I got the Throw Parasites here. So anyway, still waiting on our opponent. So Doomblades I put in Mainboard, took out the Rakdos Cacklers, took out the Gridlocks, took out the Ordeals. And this is so far the deck that I want to be using. Again, I'm in a tournament, so I can't update my deck. Divination, looks like it's blue-white control. So we have to hit a Triton here. He could just have a Supreme Verdict. Okay, once we do hit into a creature, we'll be good. And who knows, maybe we could go a huge one-turn swing. But I highly doubt it. This is a terrible matchup, like I said. We don't really have much plan against this deck. And the Sphinx's Revelation are just going to destroy us. A land. So there's 3 lands that we've drawn into. $14 lands left in our deck out of a whopping 49 cards. So 35 non-lands. And I guess there is a card in black that regenerates a creature. Gets +2/+0 regenerate, and you have to tap it, which could be a good sideboard card against the Supreme Verdicts. So we do have an answer for Supreme Verdicts in this deck. All right, so there's another land. This is just getting ridiculous. This is Magic for you. So 4 out of our 5 draws have been lands. But he doesn't know what. He's going to Divination again. This is the new Think Twice, I guess. Poor replacement for Think Twice is the sorcery speed. Going to make these matchups a little bit easier. Well, there's a Cackler. And I don't know if we do Scourgemark it. I think we do. And I don't think he has any removal right off the bat. And I'm not going to play the Triton Fortune Hunter. I'm going to try to bait out a Supreme Verdict. And And he's having to discard a card. There goes his Supreme Verdict. So, yeah, I definitely know that's what he's got. Another cure that's terrible. But I'm thinking about putting Ashiok's in the sideboard too against control. Azorius Charm, I'm going to kill my own guy so it doesn't go back on top. And again, I'm not quite sure if I run out of Triton yet or not. I do have Hidden String mana. But he probably does have a Supreme Verdict tucked away. This turn I definitely will run it out. I'll run out an Agent of Fates. And it gets Essence Scattered. If that's the case, I'll definitely hit out a Triton. And see if this gets Essence Scattered as well. And it does not. So we will Hidden Strings it right now to draw a card. Okay, and a Mizzium Skin is going to be okay. No, we'd not like to tap it. Yes, we would like to untap the Temple Deceit. And yes, we would like to Cipher on the Triton. So not bad. It'll get us to hopefully get us some card advantage. 13 lands left in our deck. I don't know if I Mizzium Skin here at the end. I think I hold it up. Huh. There's another land. Okay. Let's see if he's got another Azorius Charm. Sook. That's the... I can't even deal with that card. Celestial Mizzium Skin does not... You know what? I'm going to draw a card, though. And he can... Yeah, it triggers no matter what. So, I mean, he can... Look at that. Another land. This is... oh, this game sometimes. And I'll cast this Tormented Hero. Not quite going to put Hidden Strings on him this turn. I don't think it's possible for me to come back from this. I mean, it looks like, yep, he's got to dissolve. So 21 lands in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 lands back in our 40. There's an Agent of Fates. Doesn't do much. I don't even think this deck runs a creature. It might run Aetherling. Not sure. And he's gonna be Sphinxing here for quite a bit. Swan Songs will be good in this matchup. He'll give me some counter spells. I'm sure he's got his Supreme Verdict here. It's going to be a very grindy matchup. Jay's Architect of Thought, that's fine. Sure. I'm sure he's got an Azorius Charm. Or a Celestial Flare. But we'll attack into Jay's. And he doesn't have it, huh? And we draw another land. Oh, boy. Now 10 lands left in our deck. Here comes the Supreme Verdict. Yep, knew that was coming. And we are definitely out of threats now. He could have his Aetherling, which he will take. And there's our Swan Song that's way late. And I'm just going to be most likely dying in 2 turns here. Ashiok's so powerful against this deck, as you just mill 3 per turn. You don't ever use its other plus, but you get him up pretty quickly. Not much I can do here. I can at least exile that, or make him exile it after he pumps it. I think he's going to go for trying to tick up Jace for another alternate win condition. And we are out. We have 1 more Agent of Fates, 2 more Agent of Fates in here, so not too bad actually. I'm actually going to let him hit me here. And I might just win this matchup due to this, him taking forever. I will use it this turn, why not? Make him burn some clock again. Pithing Needle completely shuts down anything as well. I thought about putting it in my sideboard. It probably is a good option. Hidden Strings does absolutely nothing. Man, Needle is just really good against his deck. I wonder if he runs Ratchet Bombs. You can name Aetherling. You can name Jace Architect of Thought. He can have a Syncopate here. I mean, in fact, how does this... I mean, a Needle helps against Aetherling. Can't pump him up, can't exile him. But they can still beat you down for 4 per turn. But also naming Jace is very, very good. Jeez, I swear these guys lose half their games from clocking themselves. I've won so many games like this, actually, where, you know, they have to play it out. They've got to do all these triggers. So he's burned, by the time this game is going to be finished, he's going to burn 10 of his 25 minutes. I've burned quite a bit too here. And this game goes into game number 3. What happens is they're completely out of time. So I'm liking the way that MTGO works because it does punish the player with the slow deck. I've talked about my experience at States when ban control was very big. There's another land. My experience at States one year was I was statistically eliminated from making top 8 by draws, by just one game against ban control, and I was playing a junk tokens deck. We didn't even make it out of game number 1 before the time clock went out. And it was just because their decks had no kill conditions and the games just went on and on and on and on. In MTGO, it really punishes this player rather than me for playing a stall deck like this, as they do run out of time. And I do think these clocks are great for the game too, because it really prevents people from stalling into draws, which can be a problem in competitive tournaments. They have cracked down on players before. There have been players that have received disqualifications and actual suspensions for stalling the game. And that's why I love this time clock. Anything that prevents me against going up against heavy control decks is great by me. So Tormented Hero here. I imagine he just dissolves it. Oh, Swan Song is dissolve. He'll syncopate. I can't syncopate, that's right. But I mean, I'm still dead here due to 9 damage from the bird and the Aetherling. And he decides to, go ahead and Detention Sphere. So 15 minutes left on game number 1. And this wasn't even a game where I really had much at all to do. Do I have many lands left in my entire deck? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9 cards left. More Swan Songs will come in. And yeah, we were out of threats there. Supreme Verdict, this is a terrible matchup, like I said. There's definitely ways to win this matchup. The Mizzium Skin I don't think is good in this at all. I'm going to take him out. The tactics are not either. Disperse is decent. I can disperse his stuff back. It's better than like half the stuff. Like these cures are just dead cards too. And I might just be bringing in the Woodlot Crawlers because there's nothing better to put in. Swan Songs can come in. Far and Away are decent too. But as far as, and maybe some Crawlers can come out here. Gridlock's actually terrible as well. I mean, I can use it on my own stuff, but I'm just going to throw these Woodlots in here as they are creatures. They're 2/2 bears. And it's better than nothing here. So, unfortunately, bad matchup. A decent hand. We got Rakdos Cackler on turn 1. I could care less about life. And he's burning his clock. So one thing I got going for me. So we'll start this off with an aggressive Cackler. And next turn we could put Fate Foretold on it, but I think I'll just Woodlot Crawler and start swinging in. And there's a Hidden Strings. I don't think it's the right way to go. Well, it might be actually. We're going to go ahead and Hidden Strings. Because that gives us a way to put a Cackler down. Another Cackler. And empty our hand here. So we'll untap the Watery Grave and an island. I could Fate Foretold here, but I think that it actually is a bit stronger to go Cackler and unleash it. And now he's on a 3-turn clock. Last breath. It's okay. But I'm glad that he used it now instead of waiting for me to put a Fate Foretold on. Temple Deceit's fine. Allows me to scry away a land, hopefully. Get that out of here. Yeah, put that on bottom. There's a land on the bottom. And now we'll Fate's Foretold on a Cackler. Draw a card. There's a Tormented Hero. I don't think this hand's going to actually get us there, though. Is the problem. Once this Cackler does die, I hope it's not another Last Breath. Mutavault's actually decent. Divination, that's great. It's going to allow me to get in for 4 mana, or 4 damage. And there's a Triton. I think I hold the Triton back and just Tormented Hero. I don't think I cast them both to walk into a Supreme Verdict. But maybe I do. Maybe it's the only way that I win. Or maybe I hold back Because he's Supreme Verdicts, I draw a card. I draw a card, though. And then the next turn I can Tormented Hero. Do I cast either one of them? Is the thing. I'm thinking he's got the Supreme Verdict. I'm not going to cast either one. And that might be the wrong move. I mean, Detention Sphere would actually be one of the better plays. Precinct Captain is actually pretty good. Fate Foretold is pretty clutch here. As we're going to draw some cards. Didn't even know he had that. That's a surprise. If he has another Last Breath, I am in pretty bad shape. And there's a Scourgemark. I'm definitely gonna wait to put that onto like a Tormented Hero. And I might actually just sit back because now if he, I'm gonna get in for 2 and draw a card. Yeah, maybe that's actually the right way to go. And he could actually... No, I don't think he's going to be activating Mutavault here. Can't Azorius Charm quite. And I'm going to throw this Tormented Hero out. And I am going to Scourgemark him. So he's down to a 7. Detention Sphere, I'm sure on the Cackler. No, he goes on the Tormented Soul. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, he's going to just start swinging away to be putting out soldier tokens, but Hidden Strings is very powerful here. Another Crawler. It's not going to do it. And I think we just have to... We can't leave our Cackler back, actually. It's going to kill these soldier tokens. But I'm going to be able to cast both a Triton Fortune Hunter and a Woodlot Crawler. Oh, that's awesome, actually. I can sacrifice this to draw a card. And we will cast... I'll cast both an Agent of Fates. And a Hunter. So like I said, Hidden Strings is very powerful here. A Supreme Verdict on his part is pretty much game. I could double block here and kill them, but he could have like a Celestial Flare. Divination. And a Last Breath on my Triton Hunter. All right. So, drawn into the lands again. Which is no good. And this Precinct Captain is definitely getting out of control. But I don't see him Supreme Verdicting anytime soon. So I probably don't want to block even if he attacks in with soldier tokens here. Again, I don't even want to block with the Precinct Captain. It's going to make my Agent of Fates pretty bad. I do have some more Tritons left in my deck. Again, Hidden Strings is very key here. Or a Tormented Soul hooked up with something. Hooked up with stringing like Fates Foretold. But I only have one more Fates Foretold and one more Scourgemark. So it looks like he's using main phase. Yeah, main phase Sphinx's Revelation. Put him back up to a 10. This is definitely an interesting card. I can fire one of the tokens that's on the Woodlot Crawler and make him sack another one. Yeah. So, or I could even fire my own agent away, the one that's blocking, and then it'll make him sack another one as I... Yeah, either way, it doesn't matter. So I'll fuse this. Take this away. Dad will sacrifice the Precinct Captain. He's definitely going to sacrifice a soldier token. But, I mean, he's just got so much answers. 7 cards in his hand. It's going to be very tough for me to... Whoa! He does decide to go that route. Interesting. I mean, he just... Maybe he's just going to end up Supreme Verdicting, but I'm glad I clear everything right there. Aetherlink might just come down and just kill me here. Yep, there's Aetherling. And look at these lands. We are great at drawing the lands. See, if this were to go on to, for whatever reason, if this did go on to a game number 3, it'd be very hard for him in 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Of course, I would have to stop commentating. But I mean, I'm a pretty fast clock with the Aetherling now. Especially the Jace out. He can have a Fiendslayer Paladin. But pretty much nothing I can do here. I'm going to go ahead and just concede it. Yeah, I would have drawn into too many lands. There's a Disperse for Detention Sphere maybe, but it wouldn't do much. I had Disperse an Aetherling. Again, wouldn't do much. And the Ordeal of Thassa wouldn't do much either with a Detention Sphere or something else coming out. But this deck definitely has some options to go against this UI control. A little disappointed with that red deck wins match. I'm going to go ahead and drop in this tournament, but I'm going to do one more. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.